that kind of like percolator back in the turn of the Industrial Revolution when coffee started to come into the home, and then everybody sort of became familiar with what coffee really is. The second wave is kind of like the Starbucks revolution, where everybody's familiar with coffee in coffee shops, and it becomes like a social network. And then the third wave of coffee is really this amazing, you can get to know flavors from single origins, you can get to know variety.
You can see that the terrain is very up and down, which is one of the best parts about traveling to origin. It's beautiful. So coffee grows between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn in what's called the coffee belt. So it just so happens that most of the places that you're going to go to find coffee are pretty amazing.
So these are coffee flowers. They're beautiful, and when the whole mountain blooms at the same time, it's like the mountain's getting snow, which actually doesn't happen in coffee regions, so it's really special. It's like the mountain's covered with these white flowers, and they smell like gardenias. It's really, coffee actually grows in a cherry, and it starts with the flowers. These are coffee cherries. Some of them ripen red, some of them ripen yellow, some of them ripen orange. And it's all dependent on the varietal. If the two coffee beans grow per cherry, they strip the fruit off the coffee, and you're left with this slimy, sugary coating called mucilage in each individual bean. So this mucilage, slimy, sugary coating, if you left it on there like that, it would probably rot. You want it to ferment a little bit, usually 10 to 24 hours, and then you wash it. This is a washing facility in Salvador, San Salvador. Then you're left with the parchment. Parchment on the bean is like this paper, it's a thick paper coating that you shed off, and once that's shed off and it's dry, then it gets imported to us, and that's called green coffee. That's what it's like before. Barista is a major washing station in the center of Guatemala in Antigua. They do an awesome job because they provide traceable coffee, so they work with really small farmers, and they actually trace their coffee all the way through the washing process. The reason that we actually process coffee to wash it is so that it doesn't go bad. So after you wash it, they actually take it on a patio and rake it dry for a period of up to a week usually. And they usually harvest during the dry season, so hopefully there's no rain to spoil the coffee. In some drying facilities, they actually have a big drying, which in Central America is called a secador. So anyway, that's just one part of the whole process. Then they mill it from the parchment, and then they package it like this. So this is actually green packaged coffee in Ethiopia. Now, once it's at the union or the drying mill or the export center, this is the point in which we have to get it back to the U.S. And sometimes it takes months. This is my roaster. Super proud of this thing. It's about 6 feet tall, 2 feet wide, and maybe 4 feet long. It's a 5-pound roaster. We are nano roasters. We pay super attention to quality. So espresso beans are coffee beans from the beginning. Good question. She asked what's the difference between espresso beans and coffee beans. Typically for a coffee shop, an espresso bean would be a darker roasted bean. It's really just coffee that's blended and roasted specifically to be an espresso. Have ever tried espresso black? Oh, good. So you know it's usually very heavy, really bitter finish. Like you get these kind of woody notes, kind of nutty notes, but overall it's dark, like so dark that it tastes ashy. You guys experience that? Ours isn't like that. We don't take anything to the point where the roasting profile would overpower the flavor of the